All right, welcome back. We've got a educational video. We're going to talk about how to research a crypto token. So we're going to go over some of the key points here, and we'll eventually we'll look at Solana as a good example for today. So to start this video off, if you don't own Bitcoin, start with Bitcoin. Focus on building your position there is my personal feelings when it comes to the crypto market. I focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And then all these other coins that are out there, you got to time it right, and it's hard to do. So if you're going to be putting a decent amount of money into some of these other alternative coins, you should really have an understanding of what is a fair value or what is your profit target for it. So if I buy something for $1, hoping it goes to 1,000, how likely is that to happen? Is that even possible? Would it be worth more than everything in the universe if it were to make that move? To have an understanding of that. So we're going to go over how you can do that quickly. So some key points to look at, key metrics: fully diluted market cap. A lot of these tokens, they're not all out in circulation. So you need to know, when all these tokens are out in circulation, what would be the total value of this project. So it's the same thing with stocks. It's the same thing with gold. If it was all out there in the market, what would the value of all of it together be, if that makes sense? So the fully diluted market cap. If you own a token and only half of the tokens are out there, you know that there's all this supply that's going to hit the market. And so it's going to be harder for the price to go up if there's all of a sudden the supply that comes onto the market while you're holding it. So you want to understand what's the fully diluted market cap. We'll talk about these resources I'm going to use at the very end. But let's pull up an example here. So if we go to CoinMarketCap and we're looking at Solana, its current market cap, it's kind of hard to see here up in the left corner, is $90 billion. Its fully diluted market cap is $111 billion, meaning there's still $21 billion worth of Solana that is locked up and eventually will hit the market. When that will be, we will be able to look here under token unlocks. So this is the tokenomics piece. So you want to understand the tokenomics. How much is out there? How does the supply and demand work for this token? So for Bitcoin, for example, there's only going to be a certain amount, and it is dictated every 4 years. The amount of new supply is cut in half. That's the halvening. We've talked about this before. So for Solana, the unlock progress, it's about 91% unlocked. There's still 8% to be unlocked. Now, when it comes to when the next unlock is, it'll show you here. It should show you here. Upcoming, there are no unlocks scheduled currently. So that's good. If there was, we would be able to see what that looks like. So the fact that Solana doesn't have any big unlocks coming, that's good. And it's mostly unlocked. That's good. That's what you want to see. So that is the fully diluted market cap. Should make sense. And then the potential market cap. So if I think Solana is going to double from here, that would mean its fully diluted market cap would be $222 billion. What would that be compared to? So you want to compare it to competitors. So if we go back to CoinMarketCap, and we just go to the main page, let's go see what coin is out there at around $220 billion in market cap. So we look here at the market cap. Ethereum is $400 billion. So for Solana to double, it would still be only worth half of Ethereum. To me, that seems like it could definitely happen. People are saying there's a potential that it could flip Ethereum. I don't know if that's possible, but that wouldn't take an astronomical move, right? $90 billion to double, that's not out of this world. Now, when that happens, who knows? So let's look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin is $45 billion. Some people are calling for Dogecoin to $1. So what would that take? So we look at its uh, market cap, 45 billion. Fully diluted market cap, 46 billion. That's great to see. Not a lot of supply to come to the market. So for Dogecoin to get to $1, that would take for it to what, triple, over triple. So what would that be in market cap? You do the math. 45 times 3. So that is possible. Dogecoin would be, $140 billion market cap. It's possible. It'd be expensive, but it could happen. Let's go look at another one real quick. SHIB. Now, SHIB has a lot more zeros than Dogecoin. So for SHIB to get to $1, you're going to have a huge move. Its market cap is 12 billion. Fully diluted market cap is 12 billion. So it would be $1 trillion market cap, something like that, for Shiba to get to $1. That seems unlikely. Tesla's $1 trillion market cap. It could happen, but it seems very unlikely. So if I'm holding SHIB thinking it's going to go to $1, the likelihood of that happening is very slim, in my opinion. So I hope those are some good examples of what are some reasonable profit targets for you to look at for some of these tokens. I do it based on market cap because there's no cash flows, there's no price to earnings, there's no revenue, there's no debt. It's all how much money will flow into this token and what would its market cap be potentially. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next point here. Total value locked. So we are going to talk about some fundamentals. This is the fundamentals. Total value locked, chain utilization, and volume. Now to look at this, I use a website called DeFi Llama. So we're just going to take a quick peek at this. Go play around for yourself with this site. It's pretty interesting. If we look at the total value locked across all chains, you've got Ethereum with $67 billion on the blockchain. That is about 55% of all value locked up in there and all these other tokens. Bitcoin is 5.5, but there's not a lot of things being locked in Bitcoin. And then you've got Solana at 7, you've got Tron at 6, you've got Binance Smart Chain, you've got the Base Chain, which is 3, Arbitrum, which is 3, Sui, which is 1.3. Now, Base and Arbitrum, these are forks of Ethereum, so you could basically add that into Ethereum. So I think this is interesting to browse around and poke around and look and say, oh, wow, if we look at the 24-hour volume, there's a lot going on for Binance. There's a lot going on for Solana. There's a lot for Ethereum. So these are the chains that people are using. And some tokens benefit on utilization. Like Ethereum, every time you send an Ethereum transaction, there's a fee. You're burning gas, and that Ethereum gets burned away. So it's a deflationary asset because there's less of it because it's being burned through these assets. So the more that Ethereum is used, the more fees that are accrued and the more scarce the asset will become over time. So this is just another tool to look at. You can look at 24-hour fees, and it looks like Solana and Ethereum are at the top for total fees the last 24 hours. Stablecoin utilization, Ethereum has $111 billion of stablecoins on the network. Next, you've got Tron. Next, you've got Binance. Next, you've got Arbitrum. Then you've got Solana and Base. So a lot of stablecoins are being used on the Ethereum network because you've got the Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, Polygon, Optimism. Those are all layer 2s. So there's probably $130 billion of stable coins for Ethereum. So that is the fundamental. Now, everything else is out the window. The next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be sentiment. And for me, I like to look at this on YouTube, on crypto Twitter. What are people saying about the token? So you can use Twitter and you can use Grok, which is their AI, because Grok is sourcing information from Twitter. So if you were to go into Grok, which is like ChatGPT, and say, give me a rundown of Fart Coin, it's going to give you a rundown of Fart Coin, and it's going to give you some links to look at. So it's a quick uh, surface level explanation of the token, and then you can dive in deeper from there. You can also see what is the main sentiment around tokens. You can ask Grok that as well. Reddit, Discord, those are all good places as well. But you want to make sure that the sentiment is good for the token. That means people are going to continue to buy that project. So tokenomics, potential unlocks, we already talked about that. So here's the resources I just mentioned: CoinMarketCap, DeFi Llama, X, and Grok. So some other things you can look at: the white papers, roadmaps. I've only read the Bitcoin white paper. I probably don't care to read someone else's white paper, because how are you going to believe their ability to execute? The team and backers, I think this is important. So if there's someone that you really respect and is a super genius, and they're backing an asset, or they're backing a token, that is interesting. So the base doesn't have a token, but the base chain is backed by Coinbase. Same thing with Binance; it's backed by Binance. So you're going to get all this volume for both of those chains because of their team and their backers. So same thing with partnerships and integrations. If XRP is partnering with a certain central bank, that would be good to know, right? Security and audits, you want to make sure it's secure. The macro trends, sector comparison, all those things. So there's a lot of ways to compare. I think for me, step one is I always look at what's the fully diluted market cap, what's the potential for it to get to, what is the potential market cap. Those are the two I focus on the most. From there, I go down. That's basically where I stop most of the time, besides the unlocks. But if something is not basically close to its fully diluted market cap, I don't get involved. I don't want to get dumped on. I don't want insiders to sell on me. I'll do that with stocks if they have good cash flow and the company needs money to reinvest into something. But when it comes to crypto, that's not what I'm here for. So that's mainly it. Some things pitfalls to avoid. Avoid overhype, hype over substance. Avoid that. Liquidity. So if you're buying something that is very thinly traded, you should stay away from it. If you're buying some of these things on decentralized exchanges, you're going to get killed by slippage. I don't really do a whole lot of that. I do every now and then, but I don't think that's where 99.99% of people should not be there. Ignoring the fundamentals. There's not really a lot of fundamentals. Some of these projects that have great fundamentals, like Aave, the price isn't. There's no hype. There's not a lot of quality sentiment. So people are buying, fart coin over some of these other tokens that have good fundamentals. Like, I think Ethereum has great fundamentals. We just looked at the total value locked, the utilization of stablecoins on the network, the deflationary properties of Ethereum, but it's nowhere near its all-time high. So fundamentals get lost in this space. So ignoring fundamentals, that's a tough one. And then the last one here, overlooking token distribution. So if one guy holds all the coins, probably want to be wary of that, because he has a bad day, he could liquidate and crash the market. So that's a quick little rundown on how you can analyze some of these tokens for yourself. Again, focus on the big three, in my opinion, are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. If you're buying all these other coins and don't have positions in those, I think you're taking a lot of risk. Sure, the reward could be there, but the risk reward to me is not great. I see a clear path for Bitcoin to potentially double. I see a clear path for Ethereum to double and Solana to double. So why am I going to take an enormous risk on some of these other tokens where they could just drop 90%? Sure, they could go 3x, 5x, but the potential loss is much greater. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they've survived many cycles. Sure, they get cut in half. They could go down 60%, but they always bounce back higher. You can't say the same for a lot of these other tokens. So that is all I got for you guys today. I hope this helps, and hope everyone had a great Christmas. I will have some more videos coming for you all later this week. Peace out.